Still rolling?
Yeah, Sean, same spot.
Dinner! Okay. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Diaries. Today is Wednesday, sometime in the middle of July. It is 117 degrees outside. I'm not exaggerating about that. And I am here in the coolness of Darkslade Manor. That's it back there. The last episode, I kind of filmed the whole thing in one spot, and that was at the tray. As a matter of fact, at this very moment, I am downloading I'm uploading the last episode into YouTube. So this is kind of like a interdimensional thing we got going on here. Anyway, it was all kind of at the tray, and I'm not going to do that this time. We got some things to do. It's so dad blasted hot that working on the porch is kind of an iffy situation at best. But I had an incident happen, whereas the chair to my desk that I sit at to do all my computer stuff, it went a neck large, and it's not any good anymore. If you sit on it, you sit down, it goes. Kind of like the way that tire did before I went on my trip. So the air tank in it has gone flying. Now, I have another chair that I've had longer than that one, but I haven't used it in a very long time because it also went flying. However, I think I can uncaflange this because it apparently, the seat when you sit on it, it goes, and it turns out that when I was looking at it today, because I'm thinking I can't afford to go out and buy another chair right now. Chairs are expensive, man. Desk chairs, they're terribly expensive. So I looked at the base of this one to find out why it's going, and there's a, okay, I'm going to use AMF bowling equipment type terms here. There is a insert bearing that fits inside of a sleeve, and it's down inside there, and that's what holds the center shaft in place. It doesn't hold it in place per se, it keeps it from moving. Well, the bearing apparently is not bearing anything anymore. So I had to find something to use as a bearing. Well, I found something to use as a bearing. You know what it is? The bearings from the other chair! Woohoo! See the way we build things out of old broken things. Anyway, so I'm putting the bearing in. Hopefully that'll work. I think it will. I'm pretty confident it will. And the back of the chair is a little loose, but I think I can just tighten that down, and then I'll have my old original chair. Now, my old original chair is a heck of a lot more comfortable than the one that I've been using. The one I've been using used to be in the Kid Stuff Film studio. I mean, we're talking years ago. So it even says on the back, Kid Stuff Film Studio, please do not remove. So it's been around for a long time too, but this one's been around for longer. And I'm going to try to repair that right now, so I have it, and I don't have to go out and buy another chair. The front room of the manor right now is still in a wreck because of a film shoot I did a while back, and the only reason I haven't replaced the stuff back where it goes is because it goes in the storage unit that's outside where it's 117 degrees. So it's still sitting here. It will get put away eventually. And a lot of the kid stuff, old props that I actually have no use for, I just don't want to throw them away, they're going to get thrown away. So Darkslade Manor will have a little more room. Yeah. Because in here, we have, the band works in here, and the gaming stuff. So there's a lot that goes on in here. My bird is sitting in the corner going because he doesn't like his feed, and he's going to have to. Well, I can't tell him he has to like it. I have to go find the stuff that I used to give him, which was this cheap old seed, which he loves, but I got new seed. He doesn't like it. So I got to go take care of that because my bird is apparently thinks he's a master of the household. Anyway. Okay, so we got some stuff to do, so without any further ado, wow, it sounded very funky. We got stuff to do, so without any further ado, let's get going. Okay, well, for the most part, I've got it somewhat tightened up. Now, I got to fix the bottom of the chair that just went clank a second ago, but I'm going to take care of putting that bearing in, and we'll see if that works. Alright, you see this white plastic thing here? This, it's actually not plastic, it's plastic coated, but this is the bearing, the insert to the bearing, and this is the tube that it goes in. This is a bunch of plastic that just sits on the outside and makes it look like it's, you know, a shock absorber or something. So what I need to do, move that out of the way, this bearing needs to go in there, and it needs to go all the way down in there. Like so. And this, if it wants to, can refasten back down there. And this, if it wants to, can refasten up here. But what I'd probably need to do, because my head might be in the way, is I'm going to have to glue that in place. Probably both ends of it. Or I can just let it hang. It doesn't matter to me. So let's see. That's more solid. I have to kind of move the spring out of the way. Yeah, try it again. That's right. So now I have a chair again. I still have to fix the back of this thing. Apparently to fix it you have to pull the whole back assembly off, which means pulling that big spring out. So I will put it off until I can no longer bear it. But I don't think it's going to be a problem really. Okay, well, something fixed anyway. And you got to see part of it. Was that exciting? No, okay. On to other things. Almost 120 today. Oh my gosh. Yeah, baby. It was 103 an hour ago. It's now 72. 75 something. Oh God, that's beautiful. Except my camera's getting wet. I have my window open so I can hear it. Of course, a lot of that thunder is kind of hard to miss, but just the sound of that rain coming down. Oh man, do we need it. We are in the midst of a crisis. A crisis, I tell you. What is the crisis? Well, if you live in Maricopa County, you know what the crisis is. Of course, this is taking place hopefully after the crisis is over. But the crisis is the internet is down. Specifically, CenturyLink is down. It's been down since yesterday at 11 something p.m. It's going to be down. Down, doobie-doo, down, down. Minimum until tomorrow at 5. Now, you guys know that just about everything that I do involves the internet. Okay? The big one, tomorrow I have to pay my bills, which I pay through the internet. I can pay through my phone, I know that. But I have to go hunting for everything because I have it all listed out on the internet where I need to go and what I need to pay. But I haven't been able to upload, download, or sideload anything because there is no internet. I haven't been able to really do much as far as anything that I would do to do. And again, I have my phone so I can check stuff, but I can't load anything into Facebook because everything I have is on my computer, not on my phone. Getting mail is a pain in the butt because getting mail on your phone is a pain in the butt anyway, as anyone who gets their mail and looks for it on their phone. Also, I'm still on MSN.com, so that's like, it's a challenge as it is. The worst part is I can't pay my bills, but I'm also working on a project with a friend, a VR project, and I have some stuff to send to him, and I can't, because I can't send it on my phone. I have to send it on the internet. And what's more is, aside from its inconvenience, there are people who rely on the internet every day just for their day-to-day living situations. Some of them have medical issues that require the internet being active. A lot of them have financial issues that require the internet being active. Now, our internet went down without any hoopla or howdy-do. I've had to go onto their phone app to be able to find out what's going on, and they don't seem too terribly concerned about it. But if you look at the outage map, it's a big hunk of Arizona that's without internet right at the moment. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody hit a panel or if they decided to do a bump upgrade and it got out of hand or what. But when your internet goes down, that can be very, very devastating. To me, it's not all that devastating. I mean, the things that I mentioned, it means that I can sit around and play video games most of the time, as long as they don't connect to the internet, because I can't contact anything else. I'm working on one of my game programs right now, and that I can do without internet. But come on, guys, we pay X amount to be able to have internet. We shouldn't have to have it down for like 3 days. I mean, now it's going to get weird from here. I'm an old guy. I'm from way before the internet. Okay? A lot of people who take a look at Darkslade Diaries, whether you're a subscriber or not, don't forget to subscribe, but do it when the internet comes back up. I've lived without internet for longer than I've lived with it. Okay? And there is this thing that happens when you get used to using something. It's like you never didn't use it, and now you're not sure what to do. And you get all panicky and freaky because it's not working. I'm from an era before internet, before computers, before phones that weren't fastened to the wall. And as time goes by, these things we kind of take advantage of. We kind of get used to. And to lose one, like to lose back in the 70s and 80s, if you lost your phone, if your phone lines went down, man, that was horrifying. No way to communicate with the outside world, per se. I make it sound like I'm living in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, but it's the same thing. But we got used to that. We managed to get through that. And now we have internet and phone apps and so forth. And boy, howdy, I tell you, one of those things goes down and the panic is insane. It's crazy. It's like we cannot live without this stuff. And I'm actually kind of double backing on my point that for me, this is very inconvenient. And it can be an issue, especially when it comes to paying bills. But for other people, this could be devastating. So that's our terrible issue we have going on right now. No internet, and it probably won't be back on until tomorrow sometime. course, I'm talking about CenturyLink, so tomorrow could turn out to be, 3 months from now, Tuesday. But is what it is. Anyway, that's almost a gripe. Hit it, boys!
It's Eddie's Weekly Gripe. Yeah. It's Eddie's Weekly Gripe. It's Eddie's Weekly Gripe.
I'm sitting over here working on a project. Now, many of you know about Kid Stuff Games because I've brought it up before. Well, this the my screen. This is one of the projects I'm working on. It's a game called Trapdoor Dungeon, and believe it or not, I started the concept of this game and did original video shoot for this game about 14 years ago. I'm finally getting around to actually making it. Now, that's not to say that whenever I work on a game, it takes 14 years for it to come out. It takes 1.5, maybe 2. My last one took about 3. This one is going fast in the creation, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I updated my game engine. So I used the ClickTeam Fusion game engine, which you'd think, well, I've never heard of that one. I've heard of Unreal. I've heard of the id engine. A lot of it is engine. Oh, what's the other one I'm thinking of right off the top of my head, which is where it was sitting before it fell off. Was that other one that I can't think of. I'll print it here so I don't have to re-record this. Anyway, well, I use ClickTeam Fusion. Now, for those of you who have never heard of ClickTeam Fusion, I can name a game right off the top of my head, and it's still out there, that you'll recognize that was originally made with ClickTeam Fusion, and that's Five Nights at Freddy's. But that was an older version, believe me. Anyway, so in the process of updating my game engine, I discovered some neat little tricks that I did not know this game engine could do, and a couple of updates ago it couldn't. And one of them is where you can take an individual item, or it's called an asset, or a sprite, a character, moving character, an asset would be part of your scenery and so forth. And you can actually put the programming into those individual units and run them off the main engine. Well, that simplifies things a lot. The last game that I released, which was Nightmare Escape, that game is like 4 gigs in size, and it didn't have to be if I had had this particular ability when I was working on that one. Now, the truth of the matter is, I did eventually, but I was already almost done with it when I discovered it. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So the game that I'm working on right now, Trapdoor Dungeon, it's going quick because I've had the game in my head for 14 years and I've had it on paper for 14 years. I'm not putting it on into the game engine, and it's just zipping right along because of all the neat little tricks that the new version has. Now, I have 4 games that I'm in the process of building, and before you think, well, if you did one at a time, you'd get them all done. Yeah, don't think game designers don't work that way. Unless they're working on a AAA game, a big massive project, or something that we're so involved in that that's what it's going to be. Generally work on multiple projects. I'm working on 4 of them. This one is going the quickest right now, so I'm putting my concentration into it. My bird just agreed with me. It said, which means exactly what I just said. So I thought I would throw this in here because I want you guys to know, if you don't already, about Kid Stuff Games. Kid Stuff Films was my original project. That was the kid filmmaking group. And that ended about a year and a half ago. Well, yeah, about a year and a half ago. Because I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the money. More than anything, I don't have the time to be able to spend on doing full film projects. Also, my cast are in their 20s now. When they started, they were, some of them were preteens. So now that I'm doing the games, Kid Stuff Games, I only have to take 1 or 2 cast members. If I don't have them, I will look around. Sometimes I will hire out through an agency or something and bring somebody in to play characters, and then I'll work on the games. So that is kind of like my main side business. You can see more of it on Facebook, Kid Stuff Games. On Itch.io, we have a game out on Itch.io, which is Nightmare Escape. And I am going to start posting more stuff about it, especially this game, because it's going so fast, so I can actually make, some game demo videos. And I'm going to have a demo, playable demo for this in probably about 2 weeks maximum, which I'll also put on Itch.io. I will give you this is where the game is located, the one that is finished, and this is also where the cover for this one and the demo for this one will be located. The cover's already there. The demo will be there eventually, within the next, like I said, 2 weeks. So I'm going to get back to this, but I wanted to take a break and tell you about it because there's not a heck of a lot on this episode right at the moment, so I thought I'd put this in as filler. That's right, it's just plain old filler. It's like adding an editorial to a newspaper. For those of you that remember what a newspaper or an editorial was. There appears to be a bit of a breeze blowing in. Right now it's just written, there we go. A slight zephyr. Well, that was pretty short-lived. Anyway, hopefully some water. If we get some rain, I will film it for you. Yes, I will. Well, we're going to end this episode right about here, and I'll tell you why. Because it's over. And what's more, it's been a long time. Since the last one came out. And I didn't realize how long it's been. I thought it'd been, it's been about 2 weeks I should get this out. And it's been closer to 4. So, yeah. So this episode is ending here. Now, in the next episode, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. Because I'm not sure exactly what I have planned out. I haven't had a lot of time to plan things out, especially since I've been working on the game, and that's occupied a lot of my time. But I will tell you this, the episode after that, we're going to be going back out to Florida. Now, I'm not going to Disney World or Epcot. I'm not going to those places. I'm going out there to visit my daughter. Now, I said that last time, and for the most part, everybody said, oh, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, sure we did. Well, I did. But we also went to Disney. That was my daughter's idea. She's the one that sent me out there. Well, I'm sending myself out there this time, and I'm going out to visit my daughter. And she has a few things that she wants to do, and I will put those on the old video as well. And it should be, oh God, if anything, it should be relaxing. I need a vacation, a real one, more than one day. I plan to sometime just, go away for a day or two, and that's, normally what I do when I want to get away, when I want a vacation. I'm gone for a day, maybe 2 days at the most. When I go to Disneyland, it's 3 days, but only 1 day is at the park. Well, this time I'm going to be there for 4 days. I'm flying out on Tuesday early, which means I'll get there like at 2 or 3 in the afternoon because of the time difference. I'm going to be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, my flight leaves out there at 8 something. Last time I went out there, my flight left at like 2 in the afternoon, so I kind of have one extra day. So I'm going to be out there annoying my daughter and her fella for many days, and it'll be, if anything, it'll be entertaining or weird. But that's not the next episode. That should be the one coming up after the next episode. So, until that time comes, we have to deal with the next episode, which I am hoping, beyond hope, that we can get out on the pirate's porch and get that big fountain basin and do something with it. I'm still not sure. And the weather is starting to finally give us a little bit of rain, and I stutter that because we haven't had a lot of rain out here. We've had rain, and we did have that one storm I think I videoed, but it's been pretty darn dry. But right now, it is cloudy, it is windy, it is doing everything except raining! So hopefully it will get to that point. And so that'll be coming up in the next episode. In the meantime, you guys have yourselves a great couple of weeks. End of line. Hold your hand, 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 hold your hand.